Sup guys? Out of sheer boredom and the fact that, family ain't going to hear this as I read this thing, I'm going to be reading Kidnapped by Sexy Men, which is a Hetalia X-reader by myself. Because, yeah, I couldn't get anyone else to read it with me. Yay! I'm going to need so much tea for this. I didn't even make myself a cup before doing this. Anyway. Shall we... Kidnapped by Sexy Men, Chapter 1. Okay. This is gonna be a thing. You sighed as you laid down on your favorite color bed. You looked up at the ceiling and sighed. You were now officially grounded, and you weren't allowed to touch any technology except for your phone. Your parents would kill you if they caught you using your phone for YouTube, especially anything that a fangirl could use. The reason why you were grounded was because your parents were sick of you talking about your most favorite anime in the world, Hetalia. And I wonder why it's Hetalia, though, because it's like, couldn't be because this is a Hetalia fanfic or anything, no. Anyway, moving on. I had to shift to my chair, sorry. And it wasn't the anime itself that you loved, it was the hot, sexy men in it. Ugh, I don't like saying that word. Also the fact that it made history just a bit more fun to learn when you actually imagine all the countries as their self. All in all, Hetalia was a fun thing to fandom for. But the deep reason why you were grounded from Hetalia, or for life, can't read, was because everything people told you, you made a reference to Hetalia. Becoming Stolix, as I read. Even when you weren't hang on, how do I read this? Even when you weren't being talked to, you were probably fangasming or talking to yourself about Hetalia. Wow. You were obsessed, but not so obsessed that you said desu after the end of each sentence like a troll or weeaboo. It wasn't like you masturbated to the characters like some young and very horny fangirls on the internet did. Why do you use fangasm then? You weren't so desperate that you would penetrate yourself. Besides, Hetalia was a dream come true for you. In fact, even though you seemed completely obsessed. What? You weren't. You barely found it 3 months ago and were attached to it. It was an obsession. It was a lifestyle. You were a proud Italian, but not a hetaboo. Or at least you tried not to be one of those. I have sad news for you, honey. Besides, if you met a character, you would get to know them better. You wouldn't act crazy or try to rape them. Hopefully not. Or so you thought to yourself. You actually didn't know what you would do if you met one. Neither would I, because they are fictional. Maybe, I think that's a problem here, but fanfiction. Rainbow sign thing. Boo. You sighed as you plugged in your headphones to your iPod, which was filled with Hetalia songs. I am not surprised. You hid your headphone with your hair color hair. I'm going to use mine. With your brown hair and shoved your iPod under your pillow. No one would ever know. You just needed to refrain from singing along, if that was possible. When it was Marukai Shikiru? Yeah. That you were listening to. Fun fact from that too. It's from As the Gods Say, sung by Vocaloids. That's the only way I can pronounce that, or know how to pronounce that, by the way. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my horrible pronunciation, but I gotta do this. Fuck. Hifuku di Misubata shi sekai nagagasu nen nakanpai de Hetalia. But you were cut off by your very unfluent Japanese singing. That needed quite a bit of work. You said so yourself. Let's face it, you were horrible at speaking Japanese. Same here. That one thinks true, at least. By your mother in the doorway, arms crossed as her eyes shot a hard glare straight at you. Put it away, she sternly said. You turned off your iPod and placed it in your nightstand drawer. One more time and I'll take it away. She said your mother sighed as she closed your door. She just wanted her old, un-Hetalia brainwashed daughter back, or at least for you to just tone it down. So do I. Sorry, I'll stop. Son of a bitch! Your good friend, Nixie said as her skittle fell on the floor. She bent down to pick it up under the lunch table. She picked it up and was about to come up to throw it away when you yelled, "Oh my god, like that one time when the G8 was stranded on an island and Fran said, 'Son of a bitch,'" you yelled. I don't even remember what happens in half of the episodes. The only thing I remember is like the soccer part whenever it's like, because this is a funny fact that I learned and I thought, that was cool. Like, you know how, like, this is a true thing. English soldiers and soldiers from Germany, and German soldiers, I couldn't find the word, played soccer during World War II come Christmas time. They put ceasefire, and I thought, Himiraya, sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right, he made a small strip about it, and I thought, that's cool. It's the only thing I remember, really. Yep. Anyway, continuing. Nixie hit her head on the table because your shouting startled her, as it would me. She came up and threw her skittle at your face in annoyance. "Will you shut the hell up with that Hetalia crap?" she yelled at you. "Please." You dodged the skittle and faced her as she yelled at you. "Aw, you remember the name of it!" The fact that she remembered the name of Hetalia was the only thing you heard, but really, you were slightly upset that all your friends were normal and despised anime. My friend Nixie doesn't really know. Nixie's pretty cool. Hella cool. Anyway, the lunch bell rang, and the two of you stood up. Nixie held her head in pain from bumping it on the table because of a certain Hetalia fangirl. Oh no, it's history. Oh god, why? She said as you two walked to your lockers and pulled out said history textbook. History was your favorite subject because of Hetalia. You got a straight A+ in it. I can't do that. I try, but I can't. Well, not an exact A+, but you did have an A- in history, pretty close still. And Hetalia did help you a lot, but you still read the textbook due to Hetalia not teaching everything. Okay, that's cool, I guess. Good for you, Reader Chan. I'm sorry, hit me with the cricket bat. Hit me with WG. Anyway, you tried to show the class Hetalia with succession, but the principal banned it from being racist. More like it was just the stereotypes. You still made references to it, though. And it was showtime, Broadway. Alright, now class, we will start to learn about your history teacher, Mr. Coker. He was cool. Pause for this. Would be the worst lesson ever. Oh, it's a girl. Miss Alexander. She's cool too. She knew you would have comments related to your favorite anime, Hetalia. The Revolutionary War was hell, since you cried and kept muttering about America's shit cleaning and how unfair it was. The Roman Empire was hell too, with you singing songs that you said the one and only Roman Empire wrote. Then World War I, where you kept talking about a tomato fairy, which was really Italy in a crave. I need that cup of tea now. She knew Hetalia had personified countries, but it still annoyed her on how you talked about it. I'm with you. I feel you, teacher. Sure, you did. You actually did pay attention most of the time, and your fangirling was kept to a quiet minimum. But still. World War II. Your teacher finished her sentence. The class sighed. They knew what was coming next from you. Yeah. So do I. It's not pretty. Miss Alexander, can I share all of my knowledge on the whiteboard? She nodded as she placed an expo marker in your hand as you approached her. The teacher sighed as she sat down in the extra chair, but she still wanted to know what you already knew about World War II. I'm not looking forward to reading this. All right, class, he started. Who can tell me what World War II was about? You looked around to see the class clown raising his hand. Yes, you acknowledged him to say what he knew. The Nazis taking over the world, he said. That actually sounds like something when the class dicks in my geography, geography class would say, actually. Yeah, he's a dick. Anyway. He said, the class then erupted in laughter, which... This made you giggle as well. This made you giggle as well, but you were still slightly upset. I'd be pretty upset, actually. Like, you know, that's not a good thing to say. Oh, fuck. So you waited until everyone was silent. Why? It is about the Axis powers, which were mainly Germany, Prussia, Italy, Romano, and Japan, against the Allied forces, which were mainly America, Canada, England, France, Russia, and China. That last part was actually okay. Like, the Allied forces did have Canada in it, actually, from what I remember reading. But, I mean, it's not mentioned, so that's okay, I guess. You said as you wrote what you said on the board. You even made crappy fan art on what each and every country looked like with the many different colors of expo markers that there were. I thought she handed her one. Like, singular one. There are other countries that were a part of World War II, but I can't name them all. What I can name is Iraq, Thailand, Poland, Greece, Hungary, Austria, and Philippines. You turned to the class to see them look bored. Of course. History was boring to them, apparently. History is still kind of boring to me. I mean, it's cool and all, but... The Great Grass War, though, was pretty funny. Like... I'm taking a breather from this for a minute to explain. Anyway, apparently in the Texas Revolution, there was a grass war where... I want to say it's Texan, or was it Mexican? I can't remember, but one of those... people were holed up in a fort, and so, you know, they were running out of supplies and stuff, and so, one day this cart came in, and, let me think, one of the people attacked it, thinking, you know, probably food, rations, guns, ammo. It turned out to be grass for the horses, because, you know, the horses were starving too, and I guess, you know, wanted to make sure the horses were filled up and stuff, but... Yeah, I found that to be kind of funny, because it's like, oh my god, they have weapons! No, it's just grass. You silly people. Okay. Back to the story after that little history lesson. Let's see here. You turned to... Okay, I've already read that. Any questions? You asked them as you sat on the teacher's desk. How are you able to get away with this? Like, sitting on the teacher's desk. That is a no. Nope. You looked around the class to see none. Alright then, which country do you want to learn about first? The class clown spoke up again. The Nazis! I'm sorry for that voice. You walked up to the clown's desk and spoke to him. Well, that would mostly be Germany. Though most of the Axis want to dispose of the Jews. Of the Jewish... You explained. The class looked practically asleep. Your teacher, though, was happy to know that you actually did know some things. I am happy too. The bell then rung, dubbing the short class over. Everyone rushed out of the class as you faced the teacher. Thanks for letting me teach today, Miss Alexander, you said before you left the class as well. This was just a regular history class for you. I'm gonna go take another breather real quick to go brew some tea. Be back in a bit. And we're back. Let me turn on my nook. Let's see here. Kidnapped by Sexy Men, Chapter 2. You rode your favorite color bike down the street. It was the only thing you can do. You hoped that no one could hear you as you tried to sing along to the 10-minute challenge of England's Dumbledore the Explorer. This reminds me of the line, Harlem Shake mixed with the Jarubu Jamaica something take ya or something. That's what it reminds me of. Santa Rita, Mita, Mater, Ringo Jonah, Tina Marlin, Jack LaToya, Jeanette, Michael, Dumbledore, the Explorer. He sung in a very creepy voice as he rode the bike up and down the street. I don't know the tune. I am not attempting it. Nope. After a while, you decide to get off the park to see if you'd creep anyone out by holding up in a book and saying the spell. Maybe you'd even summon Russia himself, ha! I'll try. I don't know if I want to do the accents or not. I'll try. I'm sorry if it offends anyone. I'm just... Immersion. Full immersion experience, everyone. Only the best quality from Clockwork here. Or Julia, or whatever. Whatever. Very few people will probably listen to this anyway. What in bloody hell is she doing? I sound like Draco from Harry Potter Musical. Anyway, a voice murmured from behind some bushes in the park that you were in. You see, you were being stalked by the Axis powers and the Allied forces. Why, I don't know. For some important reason they were. Why is it important? Anyway, and you didn't notice the whole time. They have been stalking you since yesterday at school. Why? They were in the supply closet. Why? In the back of the room. Why? You couldn't sniff them out. Good. But it was sure they were stalking you. Why? And you still hadn't noticed it. Why? To be honest, I am actually a very kind of paranoid person, so I bet you I would be carrying a metal bat around with me if I felt like, ooh, people watching me. I'm going, it's like creepy kind of people watching you. Like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna take this bat with me, Mom. Yeah, see you later. Hopefully I don't end up on the news for manslaughter. Yep. Pridden, I think she's doing that summoning spell you did a while back, dude. Another voice murmured as he took a bite out of a hamburger, then took a huge slip of a shake. I wonder who this is. You mean the one that summons me, da? Ask the very summonee. Summonee. I'm sorry, that sounds like a weird word. We all know who these are. La 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 la. Son of a bitch, we'll get caught if she does it right. Doesn't she have British in her family? A very horrified French fry. Then picked up an acorn and threw it towards you without thinking. Why? I'm pretty sure Francis, whatever, would, be logical enough not to do that. Let's just assume there is a really, really important reason. Following and stuff. I don't think you'd want to throw an acorn at them. At least in my experiences from, things. You don't want to throw an acorn at them or anything at them, because then they will, follow the trajectory and find you, and then, you have to talk to them and stuff, which isn't pleasant. Anyway. What the hell, France? 9 men shouted as they attacked the Frenchman. All but one did. The Canadian. The Canadian was still staring at you, A, as you recited the demon summoning spell A by the sandbox A. He watched as an acorn hit you in the head, A. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep myself sane. Ow! You mumbled as you dropped your book. You looked over to the side and picked up an acorn. Picked up the acorn that hit you in the head. If it's in a park, their heart's fine, at least in the parks I'm in. You look up. The closest tree to you was about a few yards away. Does she assume... Do we assume that acorn just fall? Probably. You looked up. Oh, you look to the side where you think the acorn came from. You seen a wrestle in the bushes. Could it be bullies? Mean teenagers? A pack of angry wolves? Okay, that one was clever, actually. I applaud you, author. Kind of clever, kind of, funny moment, I guess. Okay. Give me a minute. Don't kill me, D. Not yet. You shivered at the thought of the last one, although it was highly unlikely. Yeah. You threw the acorn back where it came from. Where it came and picked up your book, only to drop it again when you heard an ow escape from the bushes. Then heard some more rustles and a few words that were barely audible. Shh, she's looking. Run away, you Ve. Let's run away, Ve. Okay, that sounded like a vampire. I'm sorry. As you put your book into your bag, you had to take a double take at the bushes. Ve? Did you just hear the famous word that Italy said? Were they cosplayers? Not like, probably, I would assume cosplayers or people trying to joke around with me first before, jump to the conclusion like, oh my gosh, fictional characters are real! Yeah. Besides, yeah. To be honest, I don't, my favorite character is, Bellaris, Hetalia, however you pronounce it, or however you want to say her name. She's just been my favorite. Oh, okay, my thing just kind of messed up. Let me find my place. Okay, found it. But yeah. I was never really a fan of, main 8 guy characters. Anyway. As you put your book into your bag... Oh, wait. Never mind. You checked the internet for the closest Hetalia lovers, and the closest one was 3 towns over. Maybe they wanted to go to a different park. If I get the opportunity, I'll just go to town square and, have fun since, no one's there. But, or just somewhere far away from where I am. Anyway... Maybe it was the real Italy. Yeah, fictional character come to life. Woo! Scary. Anyway. Bloody hell. You heard someone yell from the bushes. That was probably a bit more Irish or Scottish. I'm sorry. Alright. Now that was it. You walked over to the bushes as they rustled some more. Inch by inch you got closer to the bushes. More rustling was heard and noticeable as you got closer. Da-da. Da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Fuck, run. By now, you were all right on front of the bushes. You then peered over the 4-foot tall bushes. That is tall bushes, actually. I'm 5'7". And that's pretty tall. But you could see the remains of people. There on the ground was a bottle of... Why is there just a... Just drink your tea. Chai tea is good for the soul. And minds. And throat. Okay. Why is there just a bottle of maple syrup, though? I feel like... Okay, I've already read this chapter before, just not on audio, but... Honestly, I keep imagining, like... like, if this was something that was differently played out, like, you know, crazy reader going after fictional characters, like... Not the other way around, like kidnapping and stuff, because, you know, it's called Kidnapped by Sexy Men and all that, but anyway. I keep thinking it's like, take these offerings, oh, magical Reader-chan, and leave us alone. Just stop with your yonderness, or however you pronounce it, I don't know. And leave us be. I'm doing magical hand signs now, but you cannot see this because it is on SoundCloud, where it only records audio and not video, and I am not posting my face on YouTube again. Anyway. Just food for thought, I guess. Okay, back to the story. There on the ground was a bottle of maple syrup, a rose, a wurst, a noodle, why a noodle, a cherry blossom, a crappily drawn Prussian flag, why, a tomato, empty bottle of vodka, okay, that's understandable, I would be drinking vodka too if I was of age, a teacup, a paper drawn panda, okay, why, sesame seeds, who left a fucking noodle, though? Oh, wait, never mind, I understand now. What the hell? One thing rushed into your mind. Hetalia! I cannot scream for shit, so pardon that. You was the only word that you could muster and scream as you picked up every single remain and placed them into your messenger bag. Okay. I thought you were wearing a backpack. Okay. I could hear her scream Hetalia. She must have found our gifts and albino... Oh, wait. Oh my god, I have to do this. I'm sorry, but... I have to. Okay, I'm not, though. I could hear her scream Hetalia. She must have found our gifts. Yeah, an albino man. Okay, at least she wasn't referring to an albino ball snake, because snakes are cute. They're like baby dragons without limbs. Anyway, an albino man said as he and his group walked through the woods and away from you... I thought parks didn't really have woods, did you know? Flat, usually. Or it could just be the ones I've been to. You know, Battle Man has said as he and his group walked through the woods away from you, and mine was the awesomest. Hopefully she won't follow us. I remember a time when I used to write out all the accents, never again. Like, I could do a lot of different role plays in Hetalia fandom, and I remember a time when I used to do the whole accent thing. It's, looking back on it, it's not fun to remember at all. Nixie, if you're listening to this, be glad I didn't make him sound like Nepta. That's what I was going to do. But now I'm going to torture Sarah with it. Hey! Friends, by the way, if you're just a random person listening to this. Let's wait right here until the Romano comes back, said a man who continued to eat the hamburger and slip on a vanilla shake. I wonder who this is. I think Jinx likes him, though. Sorry, more friend stuff. Sorry. You sat down in the spot where you found everything. Were you really in the same spot that personified countries were in before you? Actually, I'm wondering now, how did they hide? Like, is the bush really long? Because if they're crouching down, I can understand that they'd be under 4 feet, but are the bushes, like, really, really long? And are they connected to, like, a forest? Because that's the only way I can think of, like, oh, yeah, you know, we can escape now. That's all I'm thinking. That's one of the questions that rushed into my head. Were you really in the same spot that personified countries were in before you? What were they doing here? There was nothing to sightsee here, and there was no place for them to have any G8 or world meetings in your city. Well, it's a city. I'm pretty sure there would be some. I mean, I live in a small town, and there's usually, like, the retirement center, which is no longer the retirement center for whatever reason. I think all the people died. Okay, that was grim. I'm sorry. Many questions rushed into your head as a piece of paper floated down from the tree above you. Question, how does the wind not blow it away? Or, you know, I mean, I've dropped paper from things before, and it doesn't go in a straight line. It just, whoosh, 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 whoosh. A certain Southern Italian was in the tree, making sure you got the note. It landed directly on your thighs. Wow. I wish I was that lucky. Like, I've had notes tossed down to me before, and it doesn't work very well. Like, you have to crumple it up and crap. You noticed it, then picked it up. Picked up the crappily ripped out of a binder piece of paper. You read it aloud to yourself. Declaration of stalking. Oh, wow, my God, why? We, the Axis powers and allied forces, admit that we stalk a young woman whom fangirls us. We present this to her to confirmation that we are indeed stalking her and will commit a kidnapping at 10 p.m. in her own home. We ask for you blank to stay at home. We ask for you your name to. I'm just using my fake name. We ask for you, Clockwork, to stay at home at this time. We will be coming to take you to live with us. Why? Signed, England, America, France, Russia, China. England, America, France, Canada, Russia, China, Persia. Wow. Prussia, Germany, Italy, Romano, and Japan. You stared at the piece of paper in pure fangorism. I am sorry. I cannot. I need to take a minute. You stared at the piece of paper in pure fangirlism. Orgasm. Stalking? For how long? Yesterday! I don't know why. If you're stalking someone... Okay, no, that would be horrible advice to say aloud. But if you're following someone, don't tell them. And if you're going to take something of theirs, don't tell them. Believe me, I should know. I mean, like, hide and seek is like a million times more fun if you're kind of like following this person who's supposed to be seeking people, and you don't, and then if you take like their hat off the top of their heads without them knowing, yeah, you don't tell them like, oh, dear seeker, I am taking your hat and mind fucking with you, you know, like you don't toss down a note like a cherry blossom from a tree saying, dear seeker, I am taking your hat right now and mind fucking with you beyond extremes. I am following you closely as you search for other people. P.S. This one guy, the annoying dick person, is over there, and that annoying other female dick is over here. With love, Clockwork. Yep. Don't do that. No. Bad. Choking. Anyway, you stared. Okay, I've read that. You didn't notice, and you didn't notice. Good. They were going to kidnap you and make you live with them. You didn't even care how OOC it all seemed. Maybe it was all just a dream, but you didn't care. Okay, this is horrible reading. It wouldn't be kidnapped or forced if you liked it, though. You looked from where this paper came from. It was a horrible choice for the southern Italian to stay there because you screamed, Romano! You screamed. He hopped down from the tree and fast as his legs could carry him, yelling, I don't know how to pronounce that, Shiggy? Run, everyone, run! She saw me. I'd run too. Holy fuck. She saw me. Your head raised. You had just seen Romano. Your thoughts rushed as you blacked out. You had fainted. It was a good thing that you woke up from your blackout to go home on time. You sat on your bed as you packed your items. It was now 9 p.m. You had 1 hour. Ugh. To be honest, if someone left me that, I'd be like, yeah, fuck you. I'm gonna go walk to Denton now. Or some other place and be like, yo, fuck you. I don't care. I don't care. Sorry. Anyway, I could use a pretzel smoke right now. You have packed all your favorite clothes, hair accessories, shoes, Italian merchandise. That isn't creepy at all. Your laptop and each and every item from each character. Fuck, whatever. You shut your luggage closed and sat on your bed. What did you do to deserve this? Maybe God thought your life was horrible for you. Maybe you were found from them on fanfiction or on the Hetalia fangirl website. Is there one? Facebook, YouTube, everything you did had Talia in it, and now you would meet the main characters and live with them. You've only been a fan for 3 months, though. Magic. Yeah, hand-waving gesture, grand gesture. Gestures. Fuck. But what if it was all just a trick? What if you were dreaming? Maybe it's a dream, maybe nothing else is real. Was this a hallucination? It is all just way too good to be true. As your mind thought of all the possibilities, you fell asleep. Why the fuck am I singing? Yeah. Chapter 2 finished. Might continue with Chapter 3 in a few minutes later, but I'm taking a good break now. Maybe you should too. See ya. Or something.